Welcome to another Blazing Ball video. This video will look at Apple stock post-split as well as what new technology they are going to be releasing in the coming months and years that will make it an attractive investment, and the reasons why it could be worth $100 trillion by 2031. Now, you may be asking, Blazing, what the hell? You literally posted a video on why you think it's not a good time to be buying tech stocks. Why are you now suggesting Apple as a great stock to buy? Well, my curious friend, the fact that I think that current prices are astronomically high for tech stocks doesn't mean that I don't think there's a future for stocks like Apple. I still own a stake in Apple, which I plan on holding through thick and thin. Even when a crash does happen, I'll only be looking to buy up even more shares in Apple. Anyway, with that out the way, let's dive in. Apple has always been a company I have held near and dear to my heart from a young age, playing around my dad's iMac, to today where I develop software for Apple products full time. But I'll try to be as non-biased as possible and lay down the reasons why I think Apple is still a great stock to own post-split. Let's kick things off by talking tech. If you follow Apple Rumours closely, you will know that there is a lot of speculation for an Apple augmented reality glasses product, which looks likely to be real because in the latest iOS update, iOS 14, a new feature has been added to the iPhone called App Clips. App Clips is a way to scan a QR code in the real world, and your iPhone installs a lightweight version of that app that allows you to then use that app's essential features without needing to install the full thing. I believe this is a big step in the direction of Apple making AR-centric devices such as the Apple Glass, as this would be how you would react with apps on such a device, by scanning QR codes in the environment. While AR glasses have been attempted before by companies like Google, which failed miserably, Apple has a proven track record of making new technologies like this fashionable, a prime example being the Apple Watch. No one took smartwatches seriously until Apple released their own, and I believe the same will happen again for smart glasses. When Apple makes a product, it makes sure it's done right and to their high standards. I reckon this new hardware is not far off, and this will be something that will only increase the value of the world's most valuable company. Arguably a much bigger industry that Apple has set its sights on is healthcare. In a world where everyone's becoming more conscious about their health due to the worries caused by recent events, there is a great opportunity for disruption in the way that society deals with health. And where there is a problem to be solved, no doubt there is a technology being developed to solve it, and Apple has the ambition and the resources to lead the way. In an interview with CNBC's Jim Cramer from January 2019, Tim Cook said that when people look back from the future at what Apple has accomplished over its time in the spotlight, it will be remembered for its contributions to health and not the smartphone. He also described how the Apple Watch has changed the lives of its users by inspiring them to be more fit and active, as well as finding problems with their heart that they didn't know they even had, but thanks to the Apple Watch that it checked out and had their life saved. I believe Tim when he says that health is going to be what Apple is remembered for, even over the iPhone, as when Apple says it's going to change the game, you're damn well sure that it's going to do exactly that. Not to mention all the innovations that they will make to their current product line, such as the iPhone, Macs, and their increasing lineup of services like Apple Music and Apple TV. In fact, Apple's move to services proved to pay dividends when lockdown came into place. As everyone was stuck at home and shops were closed, it was made more likely people would use digital subscription services just like the ones that Apple provides. And I haven't even talked about the fact that Apple is still the king of retail, generating more revenue per square foot than any other retailer. If you want yet another reason to remain bullish on Apple, it is a company that has a hell of a lot of stamina when it comes to innovation by making disruptive new tech, and there is no sign of that changing in the foreseeable future. Apple stock has a reputation for historically being one of the soundest tech stocks you could own. It has outperformed major indices such as the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ for the past 12 years by far, and it does not seem to want to slow down. It has always been a company that has put the customer first, focusing on customers' problems and working to solve them with smart, efficient, and stylish technology. That is why it's always been incredibly successful in every industry it has entered for the past 20 years. It's not so concerned with sales numbers or being the first company to bring a certain product to market. It is focused on providing the best customer experience. You may have seen recently that Apple is one of the big four tech firms alongside Amazon, Google, and Facebook to be brought before Congress and be grilled over antitrust laws, which could lead to a technologically illiterate Congress breaking Apple up into smaller companies if it finds that Apple is too big a monopoly. Out of those four companies, the one I'm personally least worried about is Apple. Tim Cook was right when he said that Apple was not the market leader in any of the industries it operates in, so I don't believe that when it comes to antitrust at least, that Apple has overstepped any boundaries. The only concern will be its App Store, however, as there is no alternative means for installing apps on the iPhone, but the reason people trust the App Store is that Apple vets every app published on it, so they know the app isn't malware or isn't a scam. This concern led to the recent drama from Fortnite creator Epic Games complaining about the 30% Apple tax for the privilege of being on Apple's platform, as well as subsequent attacks from the likes of Facebook. Personally, I'm not too fussed about all this, and the market doesn't seem to care much either, as this drama would have already been priced in, and the price of Apple shares is still making new daily highs. The way I see it, Epic chose to have their game on the App Store, and by doing so they agreed to Apple's terms, but now it decides to kick up a fuss. Epic is still a multi-billion-dollar company, so I find it difficult to feel sorry for it. This is a short-term dispute that will be resolved, and I do not believe that it will affect Apple's plans in a negative way for the long run, and by extension its stock price. We also have the iPhone 12 lineup to look forward to later in the month. Although it is reported that 350 million iPhone users out of the 950 million worldwide have not upgraded in the last 3.5 years, I feel that smartphones have peaked in the recent years. I personally haven't upgraded in over 3 years either. The jump in tech year on year does not seem to be so dramatic in the smartphone space anymore, and if rumours of the iPhone 12 specs are to be believed, then this year will be no different. However, Apple has been entering new price brackets, albeit a lower price bracket with its second-gen iPhone SE, which has sold very well due to its great value, which has always been a cornerstone of Apple's philosophy of providing the best value products. Now, if you're still wondering where the $100 trillion price target comes from, let's do some quick maths. Apple's market cap went from $1 trillion in mid-2018 to $2 trillion in mid-2020, effectively doubling. Assuming that will continue to grow at the same rate for the next 11 years, which is 5.5 2-year periods, that means in 11 years Apple will be worth 2 trillion times 2 to the power of 5.5. So 2 trillion times 45, rounded down, is 90 trillion by 2031. But remember that's mid-2031, so late 2031 it will be worth 100 trillion at the same rate. I don't think the rate of doubling is too far-fetched an assumption given the new technology that Apple is working on, described in this video. I believe Apple will still be a big player 10 or 11 years from now, but obviously you are free to make your own assumptions and perform your own analysis, don't just take my word for it. Alright, so to wrap things up with a nice little bow, Apple stock to me still seems like the gift from the stock market gods that will continue to give for the next decade or so with its continuous innovations in its existing product lines and its potential new products in the years to come. I believe Apple will remain a great stock to own even after any crash in the near term. Ideally, if a crash were to happen, you would want to buy your position after the tank, but I will leave that up to you. Like I said at the start, I did a video covering the potential of a stock market crash, so definitely check that one out. I hope you found this video helpful for making your own investment decisions about Apple. If you did, please like and subscribe for more content similar to this. I'm trying to build up a community of like-minded retail investors who can discuss their thoughts on hot tech stocks. Please drop a comment if you liked the video or constructive criticism if you didn't. Thanks for watching and have a good one.